Hey everyone, so today's video is different. I bought this air-dried clay and I want to attempt to make my own animal figures. So I made this little octopus right here out of the clay and I let it dry for a few days, and now I'm going to cast it in some silicone molding stuff and I'm going to make my own mold of it. So this is the stuff that I used. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio and I just mixed the A and B solution together, and I didn't even think to wear gloves at this point, so definitely, oh, and that also, I didn't realize there was a cap on it and it went everywhere, but you should definitely wear gloves, and I put on gloves later in the video. Oh, and I just want to point out, this is not a tutorial video whatsoever. This is just me experimenting 100%. This is my first time ever trying to make a mold like this, and I will say later it did turn out pretty good. And right here, I'm just like tapping it down on the table to try to get the air bubbles out. I've seen this trick where people pour resin or like wax or something on a stick and let it flow like that. It's not supposed to make air bubbles. So at this point I let it set for a couple days, and now it's time for the demolding.
So it has been about it's been actually over 24 hours, and there's still some parts of the mold that's like oozing out the stuff. But I think it's like done. I feel like it's done enough anyways, and I wasn't sure. I was gonna open up the top here first, but now I'm thinking I should actually probably cut these open and try to pull it out this way, because this is actually the bottom of it, and it's okay if this stuff is not completely round. So I guess I'm gonna try to break into it and pull it out now, so I'll see how that goes. Okay, so I cut all that off, and I did notice there's like a big crack on here. Hopefully that won't be an issue. Yeah, it's a big crack. That's not a hair, that's part of the mold. Okay. Hopefully I let this sit long enough too, because it is very, very wet and sticky. Oh wow, that came out so easy. Okay, so looks like the Crayola really, really cheap clay actually worked out pretty good for this, and that is wonderful because I made another piece of clay into a sculpture, and I want to try to make it. So I guess, yeah, this feels pretty good inside. My only concern is, well, I have a couple, is this right here. Looks like there's an air bubble. I don't know if that goes all the way through or not. I mean, this part is split, but it doesn't feel like it goes all the way. Yeah, that's a different bubble. So that cut doesn't go all the way, which is good, and I don't know what's up with this crack here. I hope it won't leak. I don't think, oh no, it's not gonna leak for sure. That crack doesn't go all the way through. Okay, so I saw, okay, it's very sticky. I saw that you're supposed to wash this out with soap and water, with a degreasing soap like Dawn dish soap, so that's what I'm gonna do. But this is the mold, and I think I talked about this. This was an octopus that I made, and then I can paint it to look like an octopus or whatever, and then add like a cute little face. So yeah, let me go wash this. Okay, so I just washed the mold, and I'm gonna wait another day until I try it out with candle wax. It's very wet right now from the water, and it's also still pretty sticky, so I'm gonna let it dry out, and hopefully it'll cure the last bits of it, and then I'll try tomorrow to put some candle wax in it and see how it turns out. so this has sat overnight and it's still sticky inside. I just took a paper towel and wiped some stuff off. So I think I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna melt some wax down in my little wax melting pot, and then I'm gonna pour it in, and it's just regular candle wax. So I'm just doing this as a test to even see if it works. And this is dry on top, it's wet on the bottom. I let it sit upside down, but that stayed intact, which is pretty cool. So the clay stuff I make it's gonna stay its shape, which is nice. Okay, so this is my pot, and I have a bunch of rose wax melts like this that I made, so I'm just gonna reuse them for this purpose. Okay, all the wax is melted, and now I'm going to pour it. Alright, it's been about 4 hours, a little bit over that actually, so I think that is plenty of time for the wax to cure. So I'm going to demold this. Oh, it's a little bit sticky still. Hopefully all that residue will come off, so when I actually use the material I want to use, it will not be sticky anymore. Okay, all of that is popped up, so hopefully it will pop out now. Oh yeah, very, very easy. Okay, so, alright, what we have here. So this is all full of wax. This is what the bottom looks like, which that's okay. So it worked. So that's the wax, and this is the model. So I would say this is a success. So this is really cool. I am happy about this. So this mold worked. Yeah, there is these on here, which it looks like it was probably bubbles, but I could like file that down on when I use like a material that I'm actually going to use. And that is very sticky and stuff, so I'm hoping that this took out a lot of that residue that's in here. And hopefully it like dries. Hopefully this will be better. It won't have as much of that in it, because I did wash it and I couldn't get it all out. So I'm excited about this. So my next step is to buy a material that I want to use for making models, because this is just candle wax. This is gonna break really easy. So I have to figure out what material I want to use, and I think I've already done that. I just need to buy it and have it shipped here. So I'm really, really excited about this. So my next step will be using actual materials. So we'll get into that. Okay, so it has been a couple of weeks now, and I bought this polyurethane resin. So I'm going to open up and see what it is. So it came with these A and B solutions, and it came with gloves too, which is something that I realized that I probably should have been wearing even when I made this. So I'm going to remember to wear gloves, but I'm going to read the directions and learn how to use this, because I'm going to pour this into this mold right here. Okay, so it's basically the same as these, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio, and I actually used a lot of these to make just this one, but it came with a lot of products, so I should be able to make multiple models. And also, this was the original clay one, and it's still held together good. And then this is wax that came out of the model, and it's very sticky still, so I'm hoping that sticky residue goes away. I've washed it multiple times, and I casted the wax in here, so I'm hoping that it stops getting sticky at some point. I washed it and it's still sticky, so I hope that won't make any issues with this, but I'm going to go ahead and mix this stuff up. Okay, so I've got my kitchen scale here, got my gloves on this time. These gloves are huge, by the way. And I also bought a couple of new measuring cups that I can use. So it is a 1-to-1 ratio of both solutions again. And this is the mold that I'm going to use, and it's going to be the octopus. So I'm going to start this. Then make sure you zero your scale. And this octopus mold isn't very big, so I'm guessing that I don't need a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna be very careful on how much I put in. Oh, okay, I missed that. Okay, so let's see, that's about 40 grams of a solution. Okay, that one was like crusted in there. And by the way, I just want to say this is not a tutorial. This is me experimenting, so don't try any of this at home, especially not without parental supervision. Oh, 40 on the dot. Okay, so the solutions are in. And now I've got to mix them up, and I have a tool. So we are going to mix these together. Make sure they get mixed very good. And I'm not supposed to get this on my skin or anything, so I've got to be careful. And I have no idea if this is even going to be enough for that molds. This is all experimentation right now. Okay, so this was 80 grams in total, and now I'm gonna pour it in, and I have a feeling it's not going to be enough, but we'll see. Oh no, it is. Ooh, okay, so that is definitely enough. So I could probably do 30 grams each, because I have quite a bit left. So next time I do this, I'll try it with 30 grams. So now we've got it in our mold. And I just need to let this cure. Oh, and also I just want to know if you guys try some of this stuff, which I don't recommend. But if you happen to try doing this, it says to do this in a well-ventilated area. So I'm going to open up my room right now too. So make sure you do this with a trusted adult. Or if you are an adult, read the directions. Okay, so this stuff is really cool because it's only been about 20 minutes and it feels completely done. Like this one, very hard, super hard. I don't even know if I'll be able to get that out. So I think that this one is done too. It is pretty warm still. It's interesting. It's very hard, so I think it's ready. Okay, I'm gonna pop this out now, and let's see. Okay, it does feel pretty warm still, but I feel like it worked pretty good. I think I'm going to try it again and do a little bit less of this so I don't have any left over. I don't even know if that can get out of there, but this is pretty hard plastic. This is pretty cool. Okay, so this is demolding number 2. Okay, so here's the other one. So this one had like these little air bubble things too, so I think I'm just gonna file those down. Okay, so I've been just using this little piece of sandpaper, and I've sanded them down so there's not those little spikes on there, and I sanded these down pretty good too. The bottoms are a little wonky. I'm still learning how to do the bottoms right, but I'm basically going to start painting them now, and I'm only going to start painting 3 of them. So I'm gonna do one light blue, yellow, and then pink. So these are the 3 colors that I'm going to use, and those will be my display pictures. But I want you all to know that if you do buy some from me, I'm going to have other colors available. So I'll have these colors available on my Etsy shop to choose from. So there's royal violet, flag red, apricot, and green turquoise. So these are all of the colors that I won't have on display yet, maybe until somebody orders it, then I'll take a picture. But I'm basically going to color them to order. So once you guys order one, I'll paint it and then ship it out. So I'm going to go ahead and start painting them. So I got this primer to coat it first, so I'm going to start with 1 coat of the primer. So I have spent a lot of time on these little guys, and I am happy with how they turned out. And one thing I do want to point out, I am aware that there's 9, I guess technically they're tentacles, but there's 9 of these, and an octopus has 8, but that's what I had to do to fit them around the octopus body, otherwise there would be a big gap. But because that's the size I wanted them to be. I didn't want them to be any bigger because I wanted it to show the body. But I have a couple of colors. I got yellow, blue, and pink right here. They got cute little smiley faces on them. And I have spent more time, and I have these ready to be painted. So what I'm going to do is list these on Etsy, and I will customize them per order. That's what I'll do. So I might not get any orders, or I might get 1, or I might get like 10. I don't know how many of you want to support this, but if you do want to support me, you can watch this video, you can share, you can watch the ads I have in my videos, or if you want to actually get one of these figures, you can buy one of these on my Etsy shop, and I will link that in the description. And I'm gonna have more colors than these 3. I'm gonna have orange, red, purple, a turquoisey, a green turquoise, and then the yellow, pink, and blue. So those are the colors I'm going to have. And this is basically the start to a new journey for me. I like the material. It is plastic, but it's very, very hard plastic. It's a pretty good material. I like it, and this is just opening the door for me to do other types of figures now. I tried it out with these little octopus, and I'm gonna try it next. Maybe sculpt. I actually have something sculpted, but I'm going to save that for the next video that I make. But yeah, if you want to grab one of these and support me in making my own animal figures, I will link that down below. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for making this possible for me. And I think this would be really, really, really cool if I could make my own figures. It would be amazing to have my own figure brand. And this is the start of it, pretty much. Me making my own models and casting them and doing everything by hand and doing it all just me, no help from anybody. And maybe I will grow from here. I'll see what other types of stuff I can sculpt, and if this gets really popular, maybe I'll hire a really good sculpting artist and make some really, really cool figures. I would really love to make realistic figures. These are all, like, obviously, like, not realistic. They're silly, they're fun, they're cute, but I want to eventually get into realism and have my own amazing figures. If I could do that, that would be amazing. And you all have started this journey for me by just supporting my videos and loving my videos so much. And I really, really hope that I can keep making content for you all, and it would be so cool to make some animal figures. So I'm excited to see what I do next. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have an awesome day.